Hold on, technical support. It's coming in. It's coming in. Thank you guys. I wouldn't be able to film without you. All right. So it's been a little while since we hung out together, and it is a gorgeous day here somewhere on planet Earth. And what I'm going to go over today with you guys is an excellent, amazing, what I do every day. And that is a fruit mix bowl. Every morning when I get up, I have some tea, and I do enjoy yerba mate, the shamanistic energy beverage, and I'll also do green tea. A lot to say about those teas, even possibly controversial because of the caffeine content, but there is so many great benefits and antioxidants that do occur as well. So every morning I go through my kitchen stock and I look at what fruit I have available and what's ready to roll, and that's how I make my mixed fruit bowl. Sometimes I'll do a mono fruit meal, and I'll just roll hard with like maybe just an apple or bananas, or mango is one of my favorites to do that with, papaya, pineapple. But today I have a little mixed assortment, and I'm going to make my fruit bowl with you guys today before I start to eat it in the sun, because I'm going to get some crazy sun today, and I'm going to feel great. All right, so first things first is whenever I make salads or I make my fruit bowls, it's just a tendency and habit I have to do it in layers. So I always give these kind of like, like the parfait layers in a jar, doop, 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 doop. I always like to do like a nice little bedding of this, and then a little topping of that, and then a little of this. So then as I eat it, it's kind of like I'm going through a discovery of new flavors and new friendships being made. All right, so today, let's see, I'm gonna start my base with, I think, some apple, because that's gonna be a nice, crunchy, hearty kind of like bottom part that's not gonna sog and be soft, because as I'll show you later, I always add a fruit juice, citrus juice to my berry or fruit bowl mix. It's just something I do. So I like to have something a little bit firmer on the bottom. Now guys, if you remember, as I've showed you before, I always slice in the middle here for the seeds. These are a little too premature, so that's not going to work today. All right, so I'm just going to cut my apple, I don't know, as small as I can. It's really not going to be a big cut. Just going to cube it here, as you can see. And again, the knife is essential. I've got my powerful vegan knife, and what's really great about this knife is it wasn't a big investment. It is a proper ratio of stainless steel, but every time I pull it out of its sheath, it is sharpening. So where's that sheath? So every time, I pull it out, boom, I got a sharp knife ready to roll. So it really helps me through my days with what I'm doing. All right, so next I'm gonna bring in some peach. Now what I do with that is just like an avocado, I'm gonna cut it riding along the seed. Very carefully again. I'm just gonna kinda go circular, just like this, and then I'm gonna come from the top, and I'm gonna go around. Bing-a-boom. Bada-bam. Now please, always be so careful. I'm just so used to doing this, it might look crazy to you, but for beginners, I want you to be so careful. So now I'm just going to kind of break that off. As you can see, it's going to come right off from that seed. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, this is perfectly ready to roll. That's confirmed. Seed. Nice. Next, I'm going to do a nectarine. Now, I had a little bad spot there. So be it. I took that out. And again, I'm just gonna kind of cut it along the seed, just like that. So it's like I'm using the seed as a rider just to push my knife through it, just so gently. And then I'm gonna come the other way, and then the other way. Now, after I do that, it's really going to come apart pretty darn easy here from the seed, from that center. And you know what? If it doesn't, that's okay. I still let it dry, and then I pick off that dried fruit, almost like that fruit roll-up dried fruit. Sometimes you can eat it. Sometimes it might get a little molded on the surface. And I am going to save that once more. Then I'm going to do a pear. So again, just like an apple, I'm going to slice that close to the core. I had some bees come in here earlier, no seed, and they were hanging around my fruit, and I was like, hey guys, join me, but now they're gone. I don't know where they went. So just like the apple, just going to kind of cut this into little dice-a-rooskies here. I'll tell you, pears are gorgeous when they are soft and juicy and plump and ready, because a lot of times, I know the scene, you don't have to tell me. Oh, bad spot, let's get that out of here. Nice. They'll be really firm, just like avocados. You know, you buy avocados a lot and they're rock hard, and then you have to wait, I don't know, about 4 days. I usually brown bag them. But with pears, it's always pretty much similar. You have all of this rock hard scenarios because of the shipping. They ship it, you know, from these different locations around the world, and if they pick it while it's ripe like you would in your own yard, then obviously it's not going to last on the shelves, and by the time it gets to you, it's rotted. So I understand the process, but you always have to age and wait. So I always have the patience with, when I buy certain things like an avocado or a nectarine or a plum, I know that there's this ratio of time that I have to wait before it's even soft and ready to go. But with pears, when they are ready, they are ready. So I always like to bring fat with my sugars in my morning mix. Now, I don't so much go heavy on seeds. I'm not big on nuts anyway. In the morning, because I feel that it is a little difficult to digest and taxing at that time. I want something really that's fluid and easy to break down, absorb, and digest. So I really like to go with, on the hard side, maybe a hemp seed, very light sprinkling of hemp seed. Definitely chia, especially as it turns into its gelatin type state. And I do bring in a half avocado every morning, and then I do a half avocado in the evening with my power greens. I do my vegetable dinner meal. So that's how I always end my day. So here's some avocado. I'm going to mix this in with my fruit. It is a gorgeous relationship. It brings some creaminess and some amazing texture and flavor. And I can't imagine fruit in the morning without a little bit of that avocado. Man. Now I'm going to do a kiwi. How I cut my kiwis is I cut off, again, just like I've shown you with melons or pineapples, I'm always cutting from the nubber. So I'm going to cut off that nubber at the bottom and the nubber at the top. Then I'm going to cut it in half. We are always going to keep the skin on the kiwi because those have essential minerals and different elements that are in relationship with the fibrous centering fruit meatiness. I love to say meat in regards to the centering of fruit, that kind of meaty substance, because it ain't meat at all, but it's meaty. The real meaty. Whoa! Oh my god, look at that! Sorry, I did not mean to push you away. That was a bee, and he thought my skin was fruit. Alright, so again, I'm just going to slice this thinly. I'm going to bring this right into like my mix here. But yeah, a lot of people, they don't realize when you eat strawberries and you eat kiwis, you need to include those greens with the actual element itself. So always eat the tops of strawberries with the strawberries, and always eat that skin with the kiwi. People really mess that up and think that that's not a part of it. So here I have my lime, and I'm going to Squeeze this on top of my Jimmy Jam. Yeah, nice. Now what happens here is, beside that bringing in incredible great flavor, I love lime, I love lemon, and it's so cleansing, and it's such an astringent for you, is also, when I'm done with the fruit bowl, I kind of have this little fruit sweetie soupy mix on the bottom that I drink. So that's kind of how I end the whole situation. So now I'm going to do some banana here. Let's get in that banana. Nothing fancy. Bam. Now I just like to cut this as small as I can. So what I do is I cut that into fours, and then I just kind of ride it close. Bing, a bam, bada boom. Yes, sir. Always thinking about the honeymoon as well. Nice. So let's get that banana in here. Do-boo-doo. I can already tell you this is going to be great. Amazing. Nice. As you can see, my t-shirt is my little apron today. All right. Then I like to top it with a little bit of ground flaxseed. So again, I'm going to get in my aminos and my essential fats in a different way. Then I'm going to bring in some coconut, if my sticky fingers can open that. Shredded coconut. I use this every single day, whether I'm making a smoothie or I'm making a fruit bowl mix. Then the echelon, chia seeds. Raw, of course. Now go very lightly on the chia seeds. You don't want to overdo it. It can really give you problems and gassiness and frustrations in the digestive tract. So you want to kind of go nice and light on that. I don't do any more than like a tablespoon. Then I have my sea kelp and dulce. So I'm just going to do about 2 nice pinches there. Bada boom. Nice. And there we are all over again. Now, today, I am going to add some corn. This is an exception. This is something that I do a few times a year when it's in season, because it's very difficult, as you may know, to find non-GMO organic corn. So when I do, I stock up and I eat it every day because I don't want it to go bad, and I eat it raw right off the cob. Or I will slice it and I will add it to something like my Power Green mix at night or my fruit bowl. So it's kind of an exception to the rule, because you might say, why is this guy bringing in the corn? And I'm bringing in the corn because it's sweet, it's beautiful, and it's got a little rotor-rooter effect where it's coming through the digestive tract and it's loosening things up and it's bringing things with it that otherwise might not be dislodged or need a little assistance. So it's kind of like a little, cleaner, and I really like that. And I like seeing it after the fact too, so that I know everything's working properly, that I'm digesting and it's going through my system. So how I cut my corn is I take my tip there and I put it down so that I have a nice, good, firm grip, because this can be dangerous again. And I really want to get those silky juices with the corn, so I'm going to ride it pretty close. And I'm just going to go on feel. You don't want to push this because you really can hurt yourself. So yeah, now I'm feeling it. Nice. Perfect. Now it's going to kind of shoot out a little. That's okay. It's not going to be perfectly on your cutting board here. But the more you do it, the more you can see. You can pretty much bring it to a certain surface area right in the center there. Nice. Now this one isn't as juicy as the one I had yesterday, but this is still going to be great. I just love that little bit of sweetness and crunchiness that the corn brings. And I love adding it to my fruit. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's incredible to add on the top of a nice salad, but boy, when you put that on top of fruit, it's a party. All right, so I'm just going to bring that on the top of my fruit bowl here. Just kind of add that nice. Now I also did bring a plum out with me here today to use, but I can see that I'm hitting the verge. The dead end has occurred on the fruit bowl. So I'm going to be saving that for another day, which means tomorrow. All right. Cool, nice, sprouted beans. Oh, wow. Whew. Today is just perfect. I got my fruit bowl mix. I am not at a job that I despise, serving people things that I don't believe in. So today is amazing. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot my cilantro. You guys know how I go with that one. All right, so I cleaned my cilantro. Hold on, I think I heard technical problems. Good. So I'm going to just top this with the cilantro. I've already cleaned this, and what I'm gonna do is I just fold this over, kind of roll it into a little ball, just like that, a little bundle, kind of like I do with sage when I dry it, and then I hang it around my house because of all that positive, beautiful energy. All right, just gonna dice that up. I'll tell you, cilantro, oh yeah, it's my favorite. Absolutely favorite. When it comes to spices, my favorite is cardamom. Cumin's coming up there. Uh-oh, coriander's close behind. But when it comes to herbs, I don't have to tell you the obvious. We have the #1 herb, and I love that most, my healing herb. But when it comes to eating, I love my cilantro. I wish I could have a pillow made out of cilantro so that every night and every morning when I was in that position on the bed, I would be smelling cilantro. Let me tell you that. All right, so let's check this scene. We're gonna go real gentle because as you can see, I kind of overdid it on the top there. Just as I thought. Oh yeah. So I'm trying to think of what's better. You know, people do vacations and they travel the world. I mean, that's great. I'm all about it. I can't wait to do it myself. But for the simple little pleasures in life, I'm gonna have to also say having some fruit, sitting in the sun, listening to some good music, and drinking good clean water. Is one of the end-alls. I am absolutely satisfied with my existence when I have those few things going on. Guys and girls, this is superb. And I'm not just saying that because I'm the chef. I'm saying that because the fruit's saying it. Oh my man. That's it. The rest of the day is just gonna be easy. Now, what I do with a fruit bowl like this is make this in the morning, and I kind of pick through it through my day, and I finish it about, I don't know, maybe it's about 3 or 4. Then I wait 2 hours or so, digest everything fully before I step into my vegetable game. And that always entails my dark leafy greens, and then we can go on, definitely bring in the sprouts. And I'll do a video on that at another time, because that's an important part of our daily practice. But this fruit bowl right here is all I need all day. We always think we need to have 3 meals. We've always been taught that we need to have certain things at certain times, and I'm telling you, the truth of the earth is that you only need to have some fruit through the day, and it really will streamline you. It'll give you enough energy, clarity, and nutrition that you'll be able to rock. So, Rocky Balboa. So really try this at home. And again, it doesn't have to be the exact recipe that I gave you today, although this is a nice little mix, but it can just be whatever fruits you have in your kitchen that are ready, and just mix them on up and top them with some things. Maybe you have some dried fruits you want to top it with. Maybe there's some spices that you want to bring in, a little paprika or I mean, I don't know. I really am very fond of the coriander and the cumin when it comes to fruits. But whatever you want to do, play around and check it out. It will really open up your game, and it will teach you a lot, and it will change the course of your day. So I'm really glad that I got back to the studio here to be with you guys and teach you something new and give you inspiration to say that you can do anything, and you can especially do anything when you eat fruit. So I hope you have a blessed, wonderful, positive day. I hope all is going well for you and that your outlook is as positive as can be. So remember to stretch, deep breathe, meditate, and do some yoga and exercise, and a full circle will be completed. So everybody, thank you, take care, and what was that? Oh yeah. At your local health food store now. And what else? Positive vibrations.